Hey everybody, Doug here with 2 Plus Tough, and as you can hear, my voice is finally coming back after almost a week. Still coughing every once in a while, so I haven't done a ton of live streaming because I don't want to buff into the mic. But I thought I'd start off kind of light with talking about some of the amazing things that I got at Nova. If you don't know, I recently went to the large convention over in Virginia for all kind of miniature wargaming stuff. Had an absolute blast, and so to kind of break up that experience, because it's a lot that happened in like 4 days. I'm actually going to kind of talk about, first of all, the stuff that I got, the people I met, and the experiences I had at the different events is going to come in different videos. But anyway, let's go to the downward cam and we'll do another hobby haul. Okay, so I got a whole lot of stuff to go through here, but I wanted to start off with one because it's, first of all, the biggest, but also the coolest. So if you don't know, one of the reasons I never use display boards is transportation. I hate bringing those around, and I was just not even interested in buying one because I knew I couldn't bring it to Nova. Anyway, while I was at Nova, I found this. So this is a company, I believe it's called Mini Duels, and they put out a display board that is collapsible. It's kind of awkward because the camera's so close. Give me 1 second here. That's exactly what it does. It just folds out. Now on the back of it, basically they used MDF to make a series of locks. This little lock pops out from its space, comes down like that, and locks securely into there. It actually has a negative pressure, so that it actually bows upward, but that's good because then when you put models on the top, it brings it down to center. And so with that, if you do the top and the bottom, it turns out to be this incredible looking board. Now at the moment, he told me that he sold this to me for pretty cheap, saying like, we're selling it for cheap because it's a prototype and we want feedback. And so this is the only design they have. A lot of 32s. You can see there's a couple rows of bigger stuff going up the side. These are 32s and 40s. And I think it's 40s and 50s. Here's a 60 mil in the center. And then of course you can put cavalry and that kind of stuff up here. I fell in love with it the second I saw it. So anyway, sorry, I had to stop and cough there. But yeah, basically this allows me to bring my army around. And if you didn't catch it in the last live stream, the next army project that I have planned to do is a lot of customized Nurgle stuff. I want to do a pirate-themed Nurgle. And so that's going to be a lot of Plague Bearers as the crew, which are perfect for all these 32 mil spots. Have Blight Kings being in these 40s. Big hero in the center, I'm not sure what I'm going to have yet. And then trees and stuff in the background. Perfect for going to local events. And because it is collapsible, it does fit in my KR case perfectly. I was able to put a full KR box and this thing in the front pocket and load it into a plane and walk right on. So this is something that even if I wanted to later on, I could paint it, build on it, and, do a little like texture and that kind of stuff around the rings. And I'm very, very excited about it. This is actually the product that I'm the most pumped about, to be perfectly honest with you, because of how smooth it is. It locks. I haven't had any problems with this little locking feature they made. And all around, it's just very simple, and I like it. I'm looking forward. I asked the guy, like, hey, do you have any different designs? What are you guys doing in the future? He said that this, again, like I said, it's their prototype. They made that very clear. And they're going to be doing a Kickstarter. And so when that does happen, I will be giving them a shout out because this is just really, really cool. Like, it solves a problem that I've had in a way that nobody else did. Let me put that off to the side here. So then we get into some other fun stuff. I'm going to pull these out of my bottom desk because I already started using them. The Games and Gears guys, they got me good. They got me real good. So let me see here. I got that. So I went all in. So basically, if you don't know, I treat my brushes terribly. And that's okay because I buy really, really terrible brushes. And so I explained this to the guy who was selling brushes. And basically, if you don't know what Games and Gears does, they make these really, really nice synthetic and whatever fancy brushes that it's like a pen. It pops up, put it in the bottom, and there you go. The one thing I told him was like, I tend to be pretty hard on my brushes. I'm getting better about leaving them in water so I don't ruin them instantly. But as far as cleaning them and that kind of stuff, he got me some brush soap and this stuff, which apparently like straight up strips paint in every level. You put like 2 drops in water and it's supposed to strip the paint out of these things. So I got the full gambit of their high detail ones. I wish there was like some kind of like messaging on these little packages, but Yeah, just a whole bunch of fancy brushes so I can up my hobby game. I'm very excited about that. So that's all they are. There's nothing fancy to show really, just brushes. But yeah, I got 3 different sets. What is it? So it's 4, 8, 11 brushes. They threw in 2 of these little double-sided ones, which I don't really know why I need them, but they might be good for mixing or something. And a bunch of cleaning crap. Get the brushes maintained. And basically, it was a really nice guy who ran the booth, Games and Gears. I don't know much about them, but the gentleman behind the counter was very, very nice and said, like, if you have any problems, you just let us know. We'll replace the brushes if it's not living up to the standard we talked about. So I like that. I like that kind of stuff. Let's see. Another cool product that I grabbed is this stuff from a company called Squad Marks. Very well packaged. I'll tear one open and I'll show you what they do, because I haven't seen anything quite like it. Come on. So what this is, it's a little disc with 2 clips on the end, and you can clip this into a model's base. So here's a GW base of a 32 mil. There we go. Okay. So it clips onto the bottom of the guy's base, and you can spin it around as much as you want. And the point is that you can paint that little black clip any color. And so if you have a bunch of units that are all kind of charging in together, you can have like, this is the red unit, this is the blue unit. It helps keep track of what unit is what, so you're not accidentally piling in guys from the wrong stuff, or pulling dead folks from the wrong unit. You know, at the time when I bought these, I had my iron jaws with me, and I still have the iron jaws. So I was like, I have trouble when I have a unit of 10 yard boys and a unit of 20 yard boys, and they charge in. They're all painted the exact same in case I want to run a unit of 30. And so this is immensely helpful for that. So I grabbed their big old set because they had a super awesome discount when I was at the convention. So I got like, I think 50 or something. Maybe it was 30, but I don't know. Just a whole bunch of different sizes. And then I knew I was going to be doing neuro stuff in the future by the time I left Nova. So I grabbed some 50s and that kind of thing. So I like that one. It's a pretty cool idea. It's not, grandiose. They're not like the world's fanciest. There is, to my understanding, a way to make them magnetic, because they have like custom movement trays and that kind of thing for it, but I have no interest in that because I have my fancy display board. Who needs magnets? Let's see. Oh yeah, here's a whole bunch more. I had to get the big package. Let me set that up to the side. The next big purchase for me was this guy. This is a 30 by 22 or whatever the kill team size is game mat. Table War was there selling stuff at a discount. So this little guy was 20 bucks. I grabbed him because, well, for a few reasons. If you saw the Warcry battle report I did, as much as I love the base table or the game board they give you, one, it's cardboard, so it'll erode over time. And I plan to do a lot of these battle reports, so that's a thing to consider. And 2, there's like a semi-gloss like reflection off the base, or off the table, I mean. And so having something like this, a little bit more matte colored, it just shows up better on camera. And so I got something that matches sort of the scheme of my terrain that I just did. So not much to look at. It's the Badlands design, I think is what they call it, from Table War. So Table War. Okay. My big purchase for myself outside of the box was I knew that I wanted these. So this is, if you don't know, the super fancy Games Workshop objective tokens. Nice sturdy metal, very clearly marked what they are. It cost more than it should have. It's like, I think it was like 40 bucks, something like that. It's expensive, but it's like one of those things. I don't often buy stuff, and when I do, it's like when I buy non-model things for the hobby, it's something that I want to use for every game, right? That's why I bought the fancy brushes, right? Because I'm going to use them no matter what for a bunch of different projects, whereas these, a bunch of different games. So I didn't feel bad about that. And I'm going to rapid fire through a bunch of these because a lot of these came in the Nova swag bag that I got. So basically, I was one of the first 400 people to sign up for Nova, and so I got a special bag of stuff. So kicking off that, the Shadespire Magor's Fiends, which I already have the cards from because Jack took the models, but I needed the models, so that's cool. I kind of crushed the box on my way home. That's my bad. So we have Magor's Fiends. I have a official Nova Open bottle opener, which I love. That came with an Infinity model as well. I don't know anything about Infinity, but it's cool. A demonstration resin base from Secret Weapon. I'm not the biggest fan of resin bases, I'll be honest with you, but it's cool that they like show off their wares like this, and they give you a little like code to save a couple bucks. This is super funny. I had no idea this existed. So this is a mini Stein. I'm assuming shot glass, which is, I'll leave it like that so you can see it, but it's super funny. Oh yeah, and then for the event itself, I believe it was Chuck Moore who ran the AOS stuff. He went out and he printed off, I think it was him. At least he was the one who instructed me to put on the table and talked about making them. But these are poker dice, custom poker dice. So it has Nova Open 2019, and then KR Multicase was the biggest sponsor. And these were out. This is what we used for the doubles and the GT and the RTT. Man, that was a lot of acronyms. So all the events for Age of Sigmar used these as their objectives, and so at the end we were allowed to basically swipe a set. So I'll use these for pickup games and like demonstrations and stuff, and then when I do fancy games, I'll bust out the Games Workshop tokens that I got. Oh, the last thing I grabbed. Here's a bunch of little stuff. This is a company gave out a free sample for base huggers, which is kind of like the clip-on thing, but they have things written on theirs. So this one says leader, so I can at least point out my leader in Kill Team, or not Kill Team, well, Kill Team, yeah, but also Warcry. That's cool. Got an official, that's a T-Rex 2019 sticker. I love it. And these last couple things came from people who met me, loved the show, and were super, super kind. This was a gift from a viewer who said they didn't want to be named, but they went out and got me Warcry. The Mini Duels is the same company that made the army tray that I bought. And I saw that they had these, but I was like, I'll pass for now. I want to see what else is out there, what other designs are out there. But they went and picked it up for me, and I was like, that is super kind. So it's really simple. It's the Warcry tray. You have your doubles, triples, and quads, as well as spaces for your wild dice for 3 rounds. So pretty well set there. I like it. I'm definitely going to take it to demonstrations. In addition to that, the gentleman at the Battle Mallet podcast got me a little gift, and so it was it's basically a dice tray. It's from it was built by Death Ray Designs, but it has their like I don't know if you can see it in the camera, their little logo for Battle Mallet in there. And so this whole thing it breaks apart and becomes like 4 little walls, and you can roll dice in it. So that's awesome. I wanted a dice tray, but I wanted one that's collapsible, so that's actually really perfect for me. I met the gentleman of the Basement Wargamers group, just a group of gamers that up in the north east, and they gave me a cozy with their logo and a measuring tool, which is fantastic because for the longest time I've been using the Malign Portents one, and that one bows, and it's really annoying. But I bought it before I understood that it's like rubber. And the last thing, and there's a story to go with this one. This is a measuring tool from Tectonic Craft Studios. Go check out this stuff. Tectonic Craft Studios has some amazing stuff. So basically, it's a measuring tool for Warcry. You got your 1-inch, 2-inch. There's 8, 4, 3, all your different measurements you need. And of course, it's shaped like an axe. Super cool. The thing I really love about this is that it says Food Cry. And if you're curious as to why it says Food Cry, before Nova began, a group of us got together on Facebook and we're chatting about how we want to play Warcry. And really adamant that there wasn't an official event because it came out too soon before Nova started. And so there's this impromptu Facebook group called Nova Cry. And then we kind of set up some games and had a few laughs, but then everyone just started talking about food. And so like the restaurants to eat around the area, best things on the East Coast to eat, that kind of stuff. And I thought it was so funny. So I actually went in and changed the Facebook group name to Food Cry. And I just thought it was great. So then one of the guys in the group, I believe it was Dan, who is Tectonic Craft Studios, the man, he actually printed these up for the people in the Facebook group, and it made my heart so stinking happy. It was a good inside joke, but also an incredibly cool tool. Now, what I will say is, I I definitely want to work with Tectonic Craft Studios in the future because I love their designs. I did buy the carrying case from Mini Duels. The thing is, all their stuff, it's very like technically well done, but all the stuff that Tectonic Crafts makes, you see this lettering, like it's more artsy, I would say. It's more unique, more artsy, and I really do appreciate that. They both have a lot of great things going on, so check out both companies. But I love this thing. Like, I'm just going to bring this around because it looks fun, right? Who doesn't want to use this when they measure stuff out? So I'm going to have a blast with it. So yeah, anyway, that's all the stuff. I think it's pretty much everything. Yeah, there's like 1 or 2 more tokens and a few stickers that I got. That's not really worth showing. So friends, what do y'all think? Did you get anything really awesome at Nova? I would love to know about it. Thank you so much for all the people who gave me just extraordinary gifts, right? The dice tray and this awesome little measuring measuring tool. I don't know why I said token. Measuring tool and a bunch of little stuff. Like, I love that kind of thing. It was a great show of affection. And you're going to see these kinds of things being used because I'm definitely using that movement tray. I'm definitely using these paintbrushes. You're going to see a lot of them when I do live shows. And all this stuff is just fun. It's just kind of a rewarding experience. So anyway, so friends, that's everything that I got at Nova, and I'm very excited. Quite an exciting hobby haul, if you will. And I couldn't be more excited to go back very, very soon. So thank you all so much for the people who came up to me and said just kind words, lots of words of affirmation and just kindness all around. Great hosts, great event. I'm going to Nova again. I absolutely had a blast. And this, I don't know, this blew my mind in terms of both the kind of cool vendors who were there, having all kinds of new and interesting ways to like make the hobby easier and better, as well as just people who are just awesome, and the kind of people you want to hobby with. So anyway, tell me what you got at Nova. I'd love to hear about it, and I will catch you all soon. Happy wargaming.